Before we enter the world of grand balls, handwritten letters, and quiet country walks, it helps to step back in time. Published in 1813, Pride and Prejudice was born into a Regency England defined by strict hierarchies and polite society. For women of this era, marriage was rarely just about romance. It was a high-stakes business transaction for survival. Because of the law of entailment, which prevented daughters from inheriting family estates, a woman's future depended entirely on her family name, her manners, and, most importantly, her husband's wealth. Jane Austen wrote this world with the sharp eye of an insider who lived quietly but observed deeply. Although she never married, she watched the social games of the English countryside with a blend of gentle humor and biting intelligence, exploring how easily we judge one another and how difficult it is to truly see someone clearly. A comedy of manners. At the heart of the story is the Bennet family. With 5 unmarried daughters and a home destined to pass to a distant cousin, the pressure to marry well is a constant looming cloud. When a wealthy, friendly bachelor named Mr. Bingley moves into the neighborhood, he brings hope to the family and his best friend, Mr. Darcy. While Bingley is immediately charmed by the eldest sister Jane, Darcy is a different story. Rich, reserved, and perceived as arrogant, Darcy famously refuses to dance with the second eldest daughter, Elizabeth, remarking that she is tolerable but not handsome enough to tempt me. This single slight ignites a fire of prejudice in Elizabeth, a young woman who prides herself on her own discernment and independent spirit.
The Duel of Wills. The brilliance of the plot lies in how first impressions become traps. Elizabeth's dislike grows when she meets a charming soldier named Wickham, who tells lies about Darcy's character. Elizabeth believes them without question because they fit the villain narrative she has already written for Darcy. The turning point arrives in one of literature's most awkward proposals. Darcy confesses his love, but he does so while emphasizing how much he struggled against her inferior social status. Elizabeth firmly rejects him, declaring him the last man in the world she could ever marry. This collision forces both characters into a painful mirror. Darcy must confront the pride of his social rank. Elizabeth must confront her prejudice of her snap judgments. Growth and resolution. Through a series of letters and a family scandal involving her youngest sister, Lydia, Elizabeth eventually learns the truth. She realizes that her sharp wit had actually made her blind. Darcy, meanwhile, quietly proves his character through anonymous acts of kindness and sacrifice, choosing to change his behavior not for praise, but out of genuine respect for Elizabeth. As Austen famously writes in the opening line, it is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. With this irony, she shows that while society's assumptions shape our choices, they do not have to define our hearts. Why does this story remain a masterpiece centuries later? Because we still live in a world of local balls, though today they might be social media feeds or office hallways. We still allow first impressions and social status to cloud our judgment. Pride and Prejudice is more than a love story. It is a roadmap for emotional growth. It teaches us that integrity is worth more than a title. True connection requires the courage to admit we were wrong. Self-awareness is the only way to find lasting happiness. Ultimately, Elizabeth and Darcy's journey reminds us that the greatest journey isn't across the English countryside, but inward. It challenges us to look at our own lives and ask, are our opinions built on the truth, or are they just a truth universally acknowledged that deserves a second look? In the end, love grows best where respect and understanding meet.
Thanks for listening to Books Simply. If this explanation helped you understand the book more clearly, feel free to explore the next video in this series. New book explanations are added regularly. If you spot any mistakes or have suggestions, feel free to share them in the comments. If this helped you, a like is appreciated. You're welcome to subscribe and let us know which book you'd like to hear next.